Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade may be a picture-perfect couple now, but Gabrielle recently admitted that she regretted staying with him after he did something that really hurt her, and you'll never believe what else she had to say about him. Last year, Gabrielle finally opened up about one of the most difficult times in their relationship, when she talked about the devastating pain she felt upon finding out that Dwyane had a child with another woman while they were on a break. In 2021, Gabrielle wrote an essay for Time magazine, and the essay she addressed the story for the first time. She acknowledged that there were many people who she probably never met that were upset that it had taken her so long to talk about what happened, but she gave a very honest and total heartbreaking reason for waiting so long to confront her trauma. It was because even after she received a lot of therapy, she was still not sure if she had the words to talk about the issue. And I get that. It's not something that anyone would find easy to talk about, but I feel like it would be especially difficult for such a famous couple with so much attention on them at all times. The incident between Dwyane and the other woman, Aja Matoyer, took place in 2013, which may come as a shock to some because that was actually the year that Dwyane and Gabriella got engaged. However, this all happened several months before Dwyane proposed to Gabrielle. At the time, the couple had been together for 5 years, but things hit a very rocky patch, and they actually decided to take a step back from the relationship. This was because of the crazy workloads that both of them were committed to in their respective careers. Dwyane opened up about his decision in a conversation with Jay Leno in 2020. He said that while Gabrielle was extremely busy shooting her show, Being Mary Jane, he was also concentrating on recovering from his injuries and trying to win a championship. And while they tried to support each other, they agreed it was necessary to put the relationship on pause. Of course, it didn't even last a whole year because they were engaged by December. But in the meantime, Dwyane had managed to have a child with Aja. He knew that he would have to tell Gabrielle about it. He later claimed that giving her the shocking news was the hardest thing he'd ever done in his life. He talked about it in depth for his documentary, D. Wade, Life Unexpected. He said it wasn't easy and that he actually couldn't eat or sleep because of the stress it was causing him. But he knew that he would have to man up and tell her because it would hurt too much not to. He said that he was holding on to information that he knew was going to come out, and he also knew it was going to ruin Gabrielle's life when she found out. And he said in his documentary that anyone who wouldn't be hurt to hold on to information like that wasn't human. And I get that obviously Dwyane was dreading the idea of causing his future wife any pain, but this didn't make it any easier for Gabrielle to hear. While she acknowledged in her Time magazine essay that Dwyane had done this at the time when the couple were not in a good place, and things had improved a lot by the time he told her, she still described herself as being devastated when she found out. In fact, in her essay, she only used that word out of convenience because the pain she felt was apparently indescribable. I think we'd all probably feel the same way in Gabrielle's situation, but the shocking truth about what Gabrielle went through shows just how much harder this was for her than people might think. She had wanted a baby herself for a long time, and she even tried to have a child with Dwyane for years, but it just wasn't happening. She was recently diagnosed with endometriosis, but she revealed in her book, We're Going to Need More Wine, that she has actually suffered from it since her 20s, and she feels it might have contributed to the difficulty she experienced trying to get pregnant. It had not been an easy journey for her. In fact, what she went through will shock you. In Time magazine, she revealed that she had more miscarriages than she could confidently count. She guessed that the number was about 8 or 9. She had apparently tried everything from IVF cycles to numerous different medications. When the doctor told her that the best chance she had for having a child was surrogacy, she still held out for over a year. This was because she also wanted to experience pregnancy herself. Not only that, but she also wanted the experience of being publicly pregnant. The reason she so badly felt she needed this is so sad. Gabrielle felt that being publicly pregnant would free her from the distrust society feels toward women who don't have babies. And honestly, it's heartbreaking to think that this is a problem women in the public eye have to face at all. She was so desperate to become pregnant that she decided to start taking Lupron. This medication would mask her endometriosis, but the side effects would be insane. It would basically force her body into early menopause and cause her bones to become brittle and very easy to break. She was ready to make the sacrifice to achieve her goal until Dwyane stopped her by saying just 3 words. When she told him about her plan, he was quiet, then he looked at her and said, "You've done enough." Gabrielle described the desperation she saw that Dwyane was feeling as he said this to her. However, this didn't stop her from feeling furious that he would try to be the voice of reason now, which is understandable considering what he had done to her. She still had a lot of difficult feelings about Dwyane's bombshell admission, and what really affected her was the fact that Dwyane had managed to have a baby so easily with someone else. While she appeared unable to, in her words, this left Gabrielle's soul more than broken. It felt like it had crushed her soul into dust. And while they tried their best to fix things, there was no way to disguise the hurt she always felt. In fact, it affected her so badly that she felt like she might have to leave her husband. In a devastating confession, Gabrielle wrote about feeling like she didn't deserve Dwyane if she didn't agree to a surrogate, because without surrogacy, she wouldn't be able to give him what he wanted. Although they ultimately stayed together, Gabrielle did make another insane admission. She told everyone that if she had to make the decision today, she would not have stayed with Dwyane. She told us that she was glad that she decided to stay together. It forced them to work on improving as a couple and as individuals, and without doing that work, she wouldn't be the person she is today. However, she also said that the person that she is today wouldn't have stayed with Dwyane after discovering what he done. In fact, she remembers that even at the time, she had a small voice in her head telling her to leave him, and to this day she regrets that she didn't take her advice. The crazy reason she didn't was her fear of the public humiliation that she would have to endure. Eventually, Gabrielle did agree to surrogacy. She realized that if she kept trying other methods, all she was doing was ignoring her own self-care. After the couple chose a surrogate over the phone, Gabrielle described the fear she'd experienced waiting to meet them in her doctor's office. However, it all disappeared when she met the woman who was actually a fan of her book. And when the woman's husband came to meet them, Gabrielle realized how important she felt it was that her surrogate had a partner in this. Gabrielle concluded her essay with heartbreaking honesty by wondering if her inability to get pregnant put a ceiling on Dwyane's love for her. Although it's sad to her that she worries about this, it looks like she is at least glad to have a partner in this too. But what do you think? Did you know about the story? And is Gabrielle right to have regrets over Dwyane? Let me know in the comments down below.